instead, what I decided to do was I decided to go talk to Kyle because him and Kyle were supposed to be like this. So I went over and I talked to Kyle. I'm like, hey, tell me about Bear. Talk to me about Bear. And he spoke super highly of him, just told me all type of positive things about him. And I remember later on, like, being mad at Kyle because I'm like, you set me up. Because Kyle told me, like, oh, yeah, he won Big Brother, and he's determined, and he didn't tell me that he pissed everybody off every week, and was up for elimination up for eviction every week. Like, he didn't tell me that, but he spoke very, very highly of him. And so I'm like, okay, I got the seal from Kyle, so now, yes, I have my top 3 in my head. So the next day, we knew later on that night that we were going to be able to, pick. So everybody was kind of like tying up their final loose ends, this, that, and the third. Like I said, all day. And I'm not saying it to nobody. I think the only person I told my top 3 to was Cam. Everybody else, I was just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But my top 3 were already like set. And on that ride there, I was going to figure out which one it was. So throughout that day, Alon was having issues with that hand. He was in and out to the medic all day, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And, we kind of put 2 and 2 together and knew he was going home. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, who the hell are they going to fly all the way to South Africa when I'm pretty sure Josh ass is still in South Africa? So I'm preparing myself all day for Alon to go home and Josh to come in. That's just how my mind was working. So when my mind was doing like that, I was like, if he does come in, I'm telling Cam, like, if Josh does come in, maybe you should pick Josh. You know what I mean? And that might work out for us. I'm like, maybe, just a thought, just a thought, that might work out for us. But it worked out the way it was supposed to in the end. So anyway, like I was saying, Alon was going through it with the hand thing, like his bandage kept coming off of his hand. And so, I didn't want, from what I thought he was going home, and I didn't want his final hours on the challenge to be like, he was isolated. Nobody was really talking to him like that. So I, went over to him and was like, hey, what's up? And, he was telling me about his bandage. And so I would help him, like, wrap his hand up and stuff like that. He had, like, this little crush on Ashley. And so I remember I was messing with him and Ashley. He was like, go tell Ashley to come in here and be my nurse and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like picking on him and Ashley, like trying to mess with him. Because I wanted him to have fun in his last little hours on the show. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be like, oh, I went, I competed, I got injured, and I went home. I wanted him to have like, like some happy moments before he left. You know what I mean? So I was just doing that or whatever. So anyway, nighttime comes and we're getting ready to get on the bus and go to this abandoned location in the middle of nowhere so we can do this little pick your partner thing, right? So before we get on the bus, I pull Bear to the side and I'm like, hey, the reason I waited to the last ass minute to talk to Bear is because I wanted to be the last one to talk to him, because I wanted Davon to be fresh on his mind, okay? So when we get there, I wanted him to be like, hey, she talked to me and we're good to go. You know what I mean? So before we left, I pulled him to the side. And I was like, hey, Bear, has anybody else talked to you? And he's like, no, nobody's really talked to me about picking me. And that made me a little nervous. But I was like, ain't nobody said nothing to you? And so he was like, no, nobody really said anything to me. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I want to pick you. I said, you're at the top of my list. Like, I really want to pick you. I think you'd be somebody that would be great with me. You're outspoken. You're loud. You're all over the place. And I am too. So this could be really good or really bad. And he gave me the biggest hug. And he was like, okay, that's it. That's it. And I was like, okay, all right. And it felt so good. Like that exchange between me and Bear felt great. It felt like, okay, this is supposed to be my partner. We are good to go. This is who I'm supposed to pick, right? Boom. We get on the bus. We get to the location. We get there. And that's when TJ flips the damn script, just with the flippity flop shit, and lets us know that the prospects are going to be choosing us. And now that's where the ranking comes into play. And I'm like, that's corny. I could have came in last. What you mean? Like, it was so corny. corny. It made me so mad. It was so corny. So now they start going and they go girl boy in that type of order, but they go from first to last. Their rankings as well. And because Ninja Natalie got first for the girls, she's the first person to pick. She picks Polly. Now, coming into this, we kind of already knew who was picking who because you could see them forming their matches. You get what I'm saying? You kind of saw Georgia with Hunter. Oh, wait. Hold up. I'm leaving out a whole lot of shit. Let me back up. Wait a minute. I'm tripping. So the night that we were drunk, the first night in the house that everybody was up drinking and, getting to know each other, Nani and Chase start to really get to know each other. Nani turned up. She drunk as shit. Okay? And so she starts to, flirt and stuff with Chase and they kiss or whatever it was that they did, right? And then outside of that, you also see Johnny and Morgan building their little bond or whatever. Johnny flat out lets her know if the opportunity comes for me to choose you, that's what I'm gonna do. And Morgan is on board because she know this game and she know who Johnny is. So it is what it is. She hell yeah, let's go. Because in her mind, I guess she was like, I know I'm going to a final. So that was, and we were working with Johnny anyway. Well, let me speak for myself. I was working with Johnny anyway. So having Morgan with Johnny was perfect for me because she's a big brother person. So it was perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? That was great. So, and then you had Georgia and Hunter. Now, they were flirting with each other, really flirting with each other, in a really cute way. I was like, wow, this is so cute. Everybody was rooting for that because it was so cute. The way that they kind of were flirting with each other. It was I don't know. It was just so genuine and so natural. It was so pure, so innocent, and just so cute. She thought so highly of Hunter, and just watching them, it was cute. And it was on the first night. It was really, really cute. So, you could really see people starting to form their pairs with each other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody drunk and acting a damn fool. Davon, Dianne, I'm in interview mode. I'll drink after I talk to everybody, but the game is happening. Even with the drinks going, the game is still happening. So that's where my mind is. So now we can fast forward. Oh shit, no, Nani ass. So Nani is smooching it up with Chase. And then when they're done smooching it up, she goes in that back room, which is the guys' room, which should have been the girls' room, but we ain't even gonna get back into that. She goes into the back room and she sits on Johnny's lap and she's bouncing on Johnny's lap. Now, mind you, in that back room, Chase sleeps back there. So it was Chase, CT, Leroy, Bananas, Kyle, Gus, and I think that was it. And they all were in that back room. And so, Chase goes to get in his bed and he's watching Nani bouncing on top of Johnny. And so he feeling hold up. Didn't we just finish? What is this? So he talks to her and lets her know, I'm not cool with that. Figure it out. Which one do you want? Because you can't have both. And Nani is like, what is day one? What do you mean? Get out of here. What are you talking about? Nani is like, you're crazy. What are you doing right now? So, that's what happened with that. And then we get the Cam and Leroy segment. So Leroy is laying on his bed and, he's talking to Cam. And Cam is like, people are coming up to me and they're saying that, we're a thing. Now, what Leroy did, we were all in the front, in the living room area. And all the guys were trying to put him with Zahida. They're like, oh, Lee, that's you. That's all you. She's beautiful. She's this. And that's you this season, Lee. Right? And so because Leroy felt however he felt for Cam, you know what I mean? Even though they weren't in a relationship, they weren't any of that. But he still had feelings for her and he didn't want anybody in this house to be disrespectful to her. What he did was he planted the seed hey, tell every girl in this house that me and Cam are in a relationship. Tell every girl in here that me and Cam are together. Cam is my girlfriend. Tell that to every girl in this house, right? Because he didn't want any of the girls trying to flirt with him because whatever and you'll see throughout the season, whatever the fuck it was that Cam and Leroy had going on, his main concern was we going through whatever we going through, but I'm not gonna let these girls in here be disrespectful and be all up in my face. So let's just nip that in the bud and hey, that's my girl. I'm off limits. That's my girl. Don't even come talk. I'm her. You know what I mean? So that's what he did. So the word got back to Cam. And so Cam is like, why are they saying that we together? And Leroy is just like, it is what it is. But he was doing that for her. You feel what I'm saying? So they had their little scene on the bed. And then we get to the next day. I can't believe I forgot all of this stuff. Oh my gosh. Anyway, next day, time to pick our partners. So here we are picking our partners or whatever. The prospects are picking us, and it's Bear's turn to pick. Now, right before he picked, Zach's ass says, feel bad for whoever gets stuck with him. And right after he said that, Bear goes, Davon. And that's why y'all see me go, oh shit. Because he had just made that statement, and I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, they about to try to come for him. Like, oh my gosh, he's annoying them. But I'm still excited because I got a good feeling about Bear. Like, I'm excited about Bear. I'm glad that he gets under y'all skin like that because I just liked it, right? So let me back that thing up one more time. Before everyone starts picking their partners, TJ lets us know that Alon is going to be leaving, which we kind of already knew because that hand was bad. Like all day, that hand was bad. And he had been in and out back and forth with the medics all day. So we knew it wouldn't be good news for him. So TJ lets us know the medic said he could no longer compete. So he's going to be going home. So when he leaves, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting even more excited because I'm like, Josh is coming. I know Josh is coming. There's no way they flew somebody else out here. It makes no sense. Like, the shit don't make no sense. That's wasted money. He's already here. So I know he's doing interviews. He's still here, right? So, everybody is picking their partners and everyone's pretty much matched up. So now we come down to Jenna and Amanda are the last two vets left. And then you have Gus is the only prospect left. So he gets to choose between Amanda and Jenna. He chooses Jenna. So I'm like, ooh, what we doing with Amanda? Right? So TJ gets to talking, and at first he's talking like Amanda's going home. So I start tripping like, damn, did they send Josh home? Are they really about to do her like that? But then Josh comes walking up, and I get super excited because my number one is back in the game. He is back in the house, and I'm super excited. And now he's paired up with Amanda, who is now my roommate. And I'm just like, oh shit. In my mind, I just start thinking about him smashing the pots and pans and Amanda and all her yelling. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this team is going to be crazy. But I also have to take into consideration, Amanda is now attached to Josh. So on my rankings, my personal rankings, she's just been bumped up tremendously, okay? Because she's now attached to my number one guy. You feel what I'm saying? Cam is still my number one girl, but Amanda is up there now. You feel what I'm saying? So if I wanted to make her life a living hell and get her out of this game like I planned on doing, all bets are off. Like, I need to protect her now because she's attached to my number one. So that's where we were with that. So now all of the partners have been picked. I'm super excited because I ended up with the person I wanted anyway. Like, after talking to everybody, the order in my mind was Bear, then Turbo, and then Gus. So me getting Bear was like, it was a good moment for me. I was super excited about it. You know, it made sense. And then when we like hugged each other, if you pay attention, like we just kind of like fell right into each other. Like, it was just such the perfect. Bear gives the best hugs, y'all. Like, he gives the best hugs. Like, that's my partner. I love him so much. Anyway, we fell right into each other. Then we went over there, and you know, he was dabbing, and I'm like, I'm not about to let you be dabbing by yourself. So I dabbed with him, like, I got you. So that was a good feeling. I was really excited going into this. You know, of course, in the back of my mind, it was a bittersweet situation. Only because I had a partner last season. So this season, I was like, I really want to play by myself. But if I have to have a partner, I'm glad it's Bear. This is what was going on in my mind that night. Like, I'm glad it's Bear. So, yeah, that pretty much wraps up episode 1. Look forward to you guys watching this season. You are going to see a lot of different Davons this season. You are going to see crazy Davon. You are going to see acting Davon. You are going to see drunk Davon. You're going to see strategic Davon. You're gonna see shady Dave. She's back. Like, you're gonna see a lot. Like, I wear a lot of hats this season. A lot. So be prepared for that ride. But yeah, man, if you liked this video, make sure you like this video. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and work on episode 2's recap. So anyway, in the meantime, in between time, one of my supporters told me that they miss me doing the inhale exhale. So let's go ahead and do that before we wrap up this video, okay? So inhale positive energy, exhale the bullshit, grab your glass and have you a sip. Now I don't have a glass today. I got this cup from A&PM. Don't come for me. They have the best ice. Hello.
Thank you. Bye-bye.